30,000 miles in the Elantra N. Alright, so today we're back in, oh wait, that's only for my shorts. I hope you guys have been checking out those shorts, by the way. I've been enjoying that new format. But actually today, I'm here because I want to talk about 30,000 miles in the Elantra N. It was actually a convenient time that I hit 30,000 miles because I was actually on the longest road trips I've been on actually in a long time. I drove all the way out to Reno, California, or Reno, Nevada from California. And so an 8.5 hour drive there and another 8.5 hour drive, maybe more like 9. Coming back really gave me a chance to just fall in love with this car. So obviously you can probably tell that this is going to be a positive review, but I wanted to just give an outlook of what it's been like. So as you guys know, if you guys have been a part of the channel, you guys know that I drive a 22 Hyundai Elantra N. I've had it for almost going on 3 years now, which is really crazy to me to think just how long or how fast that time has gone by. I had it as a rental car, a Turo rental car, and for another trip that I was actually taking out to Reno a few years prior, and I had a black DCT, and I didn't know really anything about this car when I first drove it. I actually got it switched because the guy who was gonna rent me his, I think it was a 2019 Golf R, I believe. And I was gonna rent that through Turo. And literally the day before, or 2 days before, he told me that he sold the car. He was like, hey, do you wanna maybe drive my 328i instead? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I can find something a little bit more interesting, because that's my thing when I Turo cars. I want to find something interesting that I would actually really enjoy driving. You know, I knew about the Veloster N lightly, but I didn't know a lot about it. And it was one of those things where I was like, well, you know, I know that car is pretty cool. And so let's try this out. Let's see. Because I had no idea really about what this car really stood for, because I knew that it had a, you know, maybe like the visual packages and things like that, but I didn't know about all of the performance upgrades. I didn't even really know about the power output, which I was hugely impressed by. And I realized obviously that it was more than just an appearance package. It was a car that was really built to be a great handler. It's also a pretty light car, which I've mentioned in other reviews, and so it was really tossable, and it was really one of those things where I just felt like this car could do so much more than really what I thought it would out, you know, on paper. And I fell in love with the car. I got back and like any other car guy would do, I started searching like, okay, what do these cost? And like where can I find some of these so I can get around it a little bit more? And I actually found this white one at a dealership right in our area. It sat, I went to go see it. I took my son to go see it. There's a picture of us just like chilling, and I went to go check it out, got the car seat and everything. And we went to go check it out and enjoyed it. And it sat for about 2.5 months. I was actually toying around with getting another black one that was in the Costa Mesa area when I was finally ready. And for some reason, I just decided, hey, I think I really want a manual. As much as I really don't like that I don't have a sunroof, I really wanted a manual. And so I went, you know, I said, hey, like, I'm really interested in this. What's the best you guys can do? You know, with taxes and everything, I probably paid a little bit over. I'm not gonna get into that. But I have been absolutely in love with this car ever since then, because it just does so much. So just not to make this a huge ranting video, just a few things that are the highlights of my 30,000 miles is, it's really been a stress-free 30,000 miles, knock on wood, even though I don't have any in here. I mean, obviously we have kind of the backing of the warranty, if there is anything that does go wrong, but I haven't had any issues. It's been a solid car, that 30,000 miles. Even though, you know, it's the Performer and I've done some really fun stuff with it, it's a car that I don't worry about hopping in, getting in, and just doing what I need to do on a regular basis, and also kind of getting on it every once in a while. So that's my first thing. The second thing is just the split personality of the car. I mean, it literally, to me, feels like two different cars here to there in the back seat. From here, obviously, sometimes I sit in this car, I look around, and I feel like I'm in something totally different from what it is. I obviously hear the exhaust. I take corners in it. When I take it to the track or whatever I do, this portion of the car feels completely separate from that portion. That portion is a chaotic mess sometimes because my kids leave a whole bunch of stuff in the car. I got to clean it up all the time. We won't get into that. I'll probably end up cutting this out anyway. But that is, I mean, it's to have that kind of duality in the car is just extremely valuable to me now in life, because I love driving, I love getting out and doing things, but I also love having an engaging car. And I feel like a lot of people are in a mindset that you can't really have both. This car really blows that out. It blows that out of the water for me, because I feel like I have both. When I hit the in mode or when I'm in sport mode, which is a majority of the time when I'm driving in, I always laugh because there was something where guys are saying that they kind of put their suspension in comfort and they ride an eco just to kind of spare their wife. My wife is always in mode, pretty much with full suspension and dampers on all the time, but she doesn't complain. And again, this 1,000-mile road trip that we just did, again, no complaints. This car just ate up the miles as if it was like a comfy cruiser, because majority of the time it was. And when I wanted to get on it, when I wanted to have some fun on some of the back roads, I could do that too. And I just am in a place where I just want a car to be able to do both. And it does that all too well. We got to throw some cons in there, and one of the biggest cons to me is that I've just been so hesitant to want to modify the car, which that's a weird thing to be a con, but the car is just so good out of the box that taking the risk to do anything engine-wise, performance-wise, right now just doesn't really add that much value to me. There's some times where, the design is maybe not my favorite thing to look at. And again, this is maybe kind of solved by some cosmetic things that I want to do. But I made a video a while back, is the Elantra N ugly? And there's certain things now that I absolutely stand firm to, that like, I don't think the front end is ugly. I don't think the rear end is ugly. I do sometimes see it as kind of a longer car than I like. And sometimes just when I'm parked someplace or whatever, like I see it and it doesn't interest me, I guess you could say. I also really want to get some spacers because I feel like the wheels are, in certain instances, they tuck a little too much, and I want to kind of space them out a little bit. The one last thing I will mention as a con, I know I only said two, but the other thing I will mention is that the door lock situation on this car absolutely does frustrate me. A lot of cars allow you to get out the car and lock the doors when you just run in and do a quick errand. This car doesn't let you do that, and it constantly beeps at you when you have the key, which again, okay, that's all normal. But the other thing is that I always have issues with like getting in and out of the car when the car is still on. The doors don't automatically lock, and even though I put the setting in, when I put the car in neutral, parking brake on, they don't automatically unlock for you. And so I have so many situations where I get out the car to grab something thinking that the doors are unlocked, and they're not unlocked. And so then I have to go around, I have to go, if I have the windows up, I have to go open the door, I have to unlock it. Or my wife's trying to get in and I am not with the car, so now I got to go and unlock the door. Again, small gripes, but I think that that's something that could just be fixed. For that to really be the main gripes of this car really shows how great overall this car is and how much I enjoy it. But I gotta be honest that there are things that I don't enjoy about it. So that's it, 30,000 miles. I have nothing but positive things to say except for the negative things that I said. And all in all, I just can't wait for another 30,000 miles, because this car just keeps delivering every time I get in it. And like I always say, like, subscribe, do all of the things. We're excited because this channel isn't just meant to be an in-car channel. I hope people know that. My goal is never to make this just an in-car channel. I do want to celebrate the platform and different things that are going on with Hyundai USA and things like that. But I also want this to be just a celebration of car culture in general. And the only way to do that, I feel like, is by having an open mind and you doing content on all kinds of stuff. Going to car shows, featuring things about supercars, muscle cars, Corvettes. I hope you guys like the Corvette short that I did. All of those things contribute to overall car culture and what I really want to portray to my kids of this is what car culture really is. And so all of those things factored in, this is meant to be a channel about cars, and it just so happens to have an in-car as one of the cars that's driven on the channel. So nonetheless, we'll see you guys on the next one.